Hello, everyone. This is the David Goodman Reality and Truth Show. Thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Vanita Lambert. I am the host of this show, and this is my new co-host, Donna Bourne. She's going to be here with me, if not every Friday, as many Fridays as she can. And I just want to thank you. She just found out she was going to be my new co-host and my new partner just this very moment. And I wanted to see that surprised look on her face because she's probably thinking, what is this girl doing? But I just want to welcome her to the show. She always has really good information, and she's a very good friend of mine, and she's a certified nurse. So, we need this kind of information on this show all the time. And it's nice to have somebody to talk to as well.
That's right. Thanks for having me. I'm so happy to be here.
So do you accept my offer?
Yes, I do.
Thank you. You don't want to say no in front of all these people.
I know, right?
It's nice to have a partner in crime. That's what I call her, partner in crime. So anyway, I wanted to talk, well, first of all, I just want to always commend Connecticut with their COVID-19 vaccine ratio. We are doing so well. Keep up the good work. So many places you can go right now. If you're fully vaccinated, you can go a lot of places without a mask. Yeah. However, there's still some restrictions, so always have your mask with you. You have to comply. Like I can't go to the grocery store, doctor's offices, and things like that.
Right.
But we are really getting there. I think we're like somewhere near 80% of everyone in Connecticut having at least one vaccine, and that's phenomenal. I mean, we're right on target for that big 4th of July celebration. So thank you, everybody, for doing your part to crush COVID and allowing me to go without that mask. I was so tired of it. It was getting a rash on my face and everything. I was sick of it. So anyway, enough of that. Just keep up the good work.
Trust me, COVID gonna be one of the topic that you can never get off.
I know. I think we're going to have it, just like the flu shot, I think we're going to have to get a vaccine every year. And I'm willing to take that, because I want to be healthy. I want to be germ-free, and, I don't want to die.
So while we're speaking about COVID, yesterday I come across someone that, first thing he asked, do you have take your shot? I say, yes, fully vaccine. I'm proud to say that. Pfizer.
Pfizer, congratulations.
Thank you. So I asked him, do you take yours? And he said, no, I will not take that. And I said to him, remember what they say about, he was saying that, remember what they said about the vaccine is going to cost you not. I said, I have 2 kids. I don't need no more kids. I don't need no more kids. And he is older than me. He's telling me, but he's 60 odd years old and talking about he's trying to save his body and his energy. I said, what? Tell me something. What are you going to do when you're supposed to go to the doctor and you get an antibiotic? What's in the antibiotic?
Exactly. That's what I said.
And I'm a child of God. And I have to go there. I'm a child of God. I believe in God. I believe his word. And there is someone that came up to me who is a child of God herself. And she said she will not take the vaccine. I said, tell me something. I'm going to ask you a question. When COVID break out, what did you do as a child of God? What did you do? She could not answer. I asked her again, and she said no. I said, you want to know? The first thing we do as a child of God is go down on our knee and pray.
Exactly.
And we ask for God to help. Now God sends something to help us, and we as a child of God denied. The world will have faith more than us as the child of God. Can't you see?
Exactly. I know exactly where you're coming from. I was talking to one of my partners at work, and there's this one girl in there. She doesn't believe in, vaccines and this and that and the other. And I knew that. And so when I go into the office and she's in the office, I always wear my mask.
Right.
Because I know she's not vaccinated. And the rule is if everybody's vaccinated, either have a mask or, whatever. And so he is always, like her white knight, always making excuses for her and everything. So He says, well, something happened to her when she was young with vaccines and this and the other. I said, well, since you're on her defense, did something also happen with the mask? Really. So it's either or. And I'm not, one of my sons will not take the vaccine. So, I'm not a critic of anybody. If you have a very good reason, or if you, any type of phobia about it, something terrible happened, you almost died when you got one when you was young or whatever, I'm not going to judge you. That is your, prerogative, whether you take it or don't take it. I am not going to judge you. But if you're not going to take it, then at this particular time, it says wear a mask until we get to herd immunity, which is, 70, 80% or whatever that number is, until it's okay. And then you test negative and everybody around you don't have it, so you have no chance of catching it. But I know my son's girlfriend is pregnant. She's due in July. I'm going to be a grandmother next month. And, they're just scared. They're young and they're scared. And I respect that.
The thing about this thing and the vaccine, I recognize, because at the end of the day, remember, I didn't want to take it. Remember, Vern?
I know, and I didn't want to tell anybody because she's a CNA.
I really didn't want to take it. But when I look back and I said, I believe strongly in God. Mm-hmm. And the thing is, God gave us faith, and he gave us the power and the authority. He gave us knowledge, wisdom, and understanding as man to rule this world. And if he created us to rule, and something break out because of our disobedience, and we go to him back again and we pray and ask him for help, and he gave man the knowledge to create this vaccine for us to take, and we as a child of God refuse from taking it, then that's belief that we don't have any faith in what God is using us to do.
Exactly. Everybody's not a person of God or don't feel that way. I just feel like if you're not going to take it until we get to where we need to be, wear a mask. It's a personal
quarantine. Thing. Exactly.
Yeah.
And this
I try not to be too
judgmental
too. Because I try not to be, but, if we drop down on our knees and ask God for help and he sends the help, then it's up to us to take it.
I get it.
It just makes sense to me. But you know what they say, common sense is not common. Everybody just don't have it, don't use it, or choose not to. A lot of people are not taking it in, and I learned this from watching so much news. I'm a news connoisseur. For political reasons. If your political party that you select and you tell all your constituents not to take the vaccine because of whatever reason you come up with, a lot of them believe what you say and won't do it. It's kind of like a cult. And then I want to know which one is more of a fool. The fool that tells them not to take it, or the fool that don't take it because somebody told them not to take it that's not even a doctor. And so I see all these things.
Sometimes it's not the fool in an event. Sometimes it's not the fool. It's just thinking of the thought of things that been said before the vaccine even come to, issuing out for anyone to take it. There was a lot of negative stuff that was said concerning the vaccine. That is what people really scared of. For me personally, that was what I'm scared of, not to take the vaccine. But I read upon it on my own, and I also go to my Father, which is Jesus Christ, and I prayed and asked the Lord if this is what I should do. I asked about it. I had to go to the Lord, and God speak to every individual, whether you believe it or not. I'm not saying that everyone don't believe in the God that I believe in, but your own mind, your own instinct. God gave us choice. We have choice in life, whether you want to take it or you want to leave it.
Exactly.
It's your choice.
That's not what I mean by when I say fool, just for clarification. I mean like people that follow a cult. You have a reason. You did your own research, and you made up your own mind. You didn't decide not to take it just because I said, Donna, don't take it. It's not safe.
Yeah.
And I'm not a doctor. Now, if I say that to a group of people, I'm talking about the cult. family, like, you know, those type of people that just follow someone, you know, just because they're the leader.
Yes.
And just because, well, at least they think they're the leader.
My
goodness, it's so crazy out there.
There's a lot of negative stuff that's been posted.
There is, but, you know, do the research and, you know your own body like you did. Pray, do whatever you need to do. So there are people that can't take it for medical reasons.
Yeah.
There's some people that can't even take the flu shot for medical reasons. I know them. So if you can't take the flu shot, your body is probably going to reject it. Go to your doctor and, you know, try to be as safe as you can and, you know, wear a mask or whatever you need to do if you can't take it is all I'm saying. But everybody's not going to be able to take it. That's just not going to happen. But I'm hoping that we get to that 80%, everybody fully vaccinated.
I feel like we're getting there
soon. Yeah, we definitely are. We definitely are, you know. And then, you know, you can't believe a lot of things you hear out there, you know, putting the vaccine aside. I'm going to tell you this story about there's so many scams out there.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, my goodness. Let me tell you about my latest scam that I heard of, okay? And this one has to do with my son. You know, he graduated from college in 2019. He was doing Uber and looking for a job, and then the pandemic hit. So, you know, he's out of work for like the whole year, 2020, and now we're into, you know, halfway through 2021. So he really, really wants a job, just like most people. You got your student loans coming up. You know, you paid for your education, and you just really want a job, and you know that there's a lot of jobs being offered at home, right? So anyway, he gets a call, and he's applying for jobs all over the country, California, Oregon, all over the country, Florida, everywhere. And so he gets a call, and they say, you know, I forget the name. I won't say the name of the company. I don't even remember the name of the company, but it's a legitimate company. And they said, we want to interview you. We got your resume off of LinkedIn or whatever, you know, platform they got it from. And we want to, you know, set up a phone interview with you and see if you, you know, if you're interested in this position for data entry. So the next day, he gets his phone interview, and during the interview, they tell him, okay, you know, you qualify, you type 55 words a minute or whatever the requirements are. So they hire him, right? And they tell him, you know, you're going to start the next day. So that right there was a little suspicious to me. But anyway, he says, okay, my son is all excited about this because he's been looking for a job. Oh, and they told him the job pays $28 an hour. And usually when you have a bachelor's degree, you're going to get a job making, you know, more than if you don't.
Right.
So I'm like, well, it's less than what your field of, you know, study would have paid. But, you know, $28 an hour, you're living at home, you got no bills. That's really good. And you're working from home. You don't have to get up and, you know, put gas in the car, buy clothes, and this, that, and the other. So anyway, moving right along, now they hired him, and he's working the next day. During the time he's working, they tell him, well, you're going to need a copier, a printer, a scanner, and all these office machine things, right?
Oh,
and so, listen to this, though. This is where it gets crazy. They told him they're going to send him, listen to the scam. This is the scam part. They're going to send him a check to buy all the equipment with. Okay? Had he deposited that check in his account, they would have drained this entire account. The bank would have paid that money out to them. And of course, you know, he does have some money in the bank. Whatever he has in his savings and his checking account, they would have wiped him out. That was the scam. Jesus. They said they were going to send him the check. And before I left home today, there was a FedEx envelope on my doorstep. So I called him. I said, there's a FedEx letter out here. He goes, and this kid is so smart. I said, open it. Let's see the check. He goes, no, because I already called the police. So he's reporting all the documentation of phone numbers, the texts. He's giving all that information. And he said, I don't want to open it. I'm going to let the police open it.
That's right.
So he reported it to the police.
That's the right way to do it.
It is, but, I mean, And then he did his own research as well, because it is a legitimate company. So he called the company, he talked to the woman in the HR department, and she told him people are running scams. We are not hiring, but they're using our company name, and we don't know what to do about it. So he's reporting everything to the police. But wasn't that so smart of him?
Of course, that's very smart.
To do his own research. I'm
that's
like,
it.
When do you get a job paying $28 an hour, working at home, start the next day, and they're going to send you a check to buy all the office equipment?
I'm telling you.
So,
I'm happy that he didn't
it's not that we're so naive. You're just so desperate to get a job. What if he was a father of 2 kids and just so desperate to get work? You kind of look over stuff like that. So, don't always believe what people tell you, regardless if it's about the shop, if it's about a job. And there's so many scams out here. People are using scams in any way possible. They're using COVID-19.
I just get scammed just the other day too.
You did? Did you lose money?
I did not lose money, but I almost lose my whole information.
Oh, listen, never give your information out on the phone or the computer.
The moment they reach at that place, I was home and I was having problem with my paying my bills with
online or something?
Online, but it's Apple, through
Apple. Oh, Apple Pay.
Yes. And I was having problem with it, so I said, you know what, I'm going to call them. But I recognize that sometimes you call Apple because of the COVID restriction and so forth. The line is wait time is so long. So I find it kind of difficult, strange for them to answer the phone so quickly. So I said, wow. So anyway, and he said, oh, this is Apple, what can I do for you? So I answered and I said, I'm having issue with my payment. I said, oh, I can help you. And they said, okay. And they asked me, for all the information, asked me for my name and everything, and I gave the name. But the moment when he says, I need your social security number, I say, in the name of Jesus, I command fire in your mouth. Fire! In the name of Jesus. You ain't getting my information.
He would have, oh my goodness, your social...
Listen, that person, he hung up so fast.
I hope he burns.
I say, you will not live to call anyone again. I said, fire in your mouth, the fire of God.
That's right. You go, girl.
So he hung up so fast, and then he had the audacity, text me and said, oh, I could have helped you. I'm afraid of the fire that you send. That's why I hung up the phone.
You cursed him.
So, listen, there's a lot of scamming going on.
Oh my God.
Oh, goodness.
There is. And you know what? At least you and my son did not lose money. I got scammed. This was, I don't know, before COVID, maybe 5 years ago or something. And I got a call, and it was, I guess I'm so gullible, I got sucked out of my money. I'm ashamed to even say it because I thought I was smarter than that. But I'm not. So anyway, I got a call, and I forget exactly what the subject was, but it was to help somebody. And they said they were going to send me a check, just like my son. So I got the check, and I deposited the check. It was a check for $500. So I deposited the check for $500 in my own personal checking account. Okay, that same week. And then after I deposited the check, he said I needed to go to, oh yeah, I'm real stupid now that I'm saying this out loud. It gets more stupid. Go to Walmart and what do you call it when you send money, like Western Union or something, or
MoneyGram.
Cash it to the weirdest name I ever heard. It was like a foreign name. And so I sent $400 or the $500, I forget the amount, $500 to that person. So I was out of that money. I was out of that money. They scammed me. The check bounced. It came back, and I had to pay it out of my checking account. But before all of that came about, in the same week, like 2 or 3 days later, I guess they said, oh, we got a good fish. They sent me another check for $2,500 and told me to do the same thing. But I found out, I went to the bank with the $2,500. No, I didn't find out. I went to the bank with the $2,500, and the head teller, she wouldn't cash the check. I said, and I had actually had an argument with her. This woman saved me $2,500. Let me tell you, long story short. I was such a fool. I thought I was helping somebody. Jesus. And I got scammed out of that $500. And so when it's my bank, People's Bank, so whenever I go back to that bank and stop and shop, I call her my savior. I am not too ashamed to say, look, I was wrong. I told her, I said, you know what? The other check bounced. And I said, if you would have let me cash that other check, I would have just lost another $2,500. I was so wrong for arguing with you. I even got mad at her. I was like, wait a minute, I've been going to people for like 30 years or whatever. I even got mad at her because she wouldn't cash the check. And she said the check just didn't look right, and she knew about stuff like that. And so she just said she wasn't going to do it. And so I apologized for getting upset with her. And then, now when I go back, I'm always like, hi. She's like my favorite one. So whenever you do something and it's wrong, don't be afraid to go back to somebody. Stand up, be a woman or a man, look the person in the eye, say I'm sorry, and thank them for saving you. I was like, I'm in debt to you. You saved me $2,500 because they would have came right out of my checking account. And my husband would have killed me. So
my husband do too. We almost get scammed, and I said to him, "This is
almost
not
is
real."
Good.
Almost, but if it wasn't me, he would have lost that $10,000.
Oh no!
Right in the time we just moved
I didn't even have that much in there.
Right in the time of when we just moved into our house, and I had a room. I say I'm gonna give it up for rent to the college student, and I put it out on the social media, and somebody reached out to me and said that they're from so and so and they need a room, and they see my room and they like it. Now I start to watch this person and the way how that person speak and the information that he sending to me and saying to me, how I'm gonna rent you a room and you gonna send me money, and every time I ask you for certain information, you cannot send them. But you want to tell me that you're going to send me all this money and to put in my account. I said, I see something wrong with you with that. And I said, I need a copy of your Social Security. I need a copy of your...
A full background check.
A full background check. I wanted on here.
Put some fire in his mouth.
Yeah. Listen, I said, Barry, the check came the following day. Right, show up right up. Listen. I called back the person and I said, the check is here, but I need your license. I need a copy of your license. I need a copy. The person said, I cannot send you a copy of my license right now because I'm in school. I can't do this. And I said, listen, I am not going to take your money that you send to put in my account because I'm not sure who you are, and I'm not taking your money. There's something wrong with this information that you're giving me. The person get upset and said, well, then how am I going to get the room? And first of all, he's going to say, I'm going to let a vehicle come and park in my home until they come the following the month because they're securing the room. My husband said, it's okay. I think it's a good. I say, it is not a good money. And I said a spirit said to me, put scammer. Say scammer in the email. I say, you are a scammer. I will send the police at you. That person move every information. And guess what? I never see where that check returned.
You know what? The next time something like that happens, tell them to send you the cash through Western Union. That way it's all cash. Tell them you don't accept personal checks. If you're renting or anything like that, you have to send either a bank check, okay, that's already like a money order, something that's already paid for in cash, or tell them to send you the money through Western Union. That's what I'm going to do. From now on, I'm just not taking any more calls except for people that I know.
I know, right?
No, that is terrible, though. There's just, and you know what? You would think some of these people are desperate and poor and trying to feed their kids and just don't have any other way. No, they do that for a living. They sit around, hack accounts, and scam people for a living. And that's what they do.
Is a smart person do scamming?
Oh, they're very smart. They're educated.
Very, very educated people. And those are the ones that walking up and down with white shirts sometimes. in some smart.
What do you mean by white shirts? I don't understand that
Listen,
term.
in the sense of in Jamaican talk,
Okay.
Just Jamaican
Yeah, that's
speaking.
why I don't know what it means.
Yes, so I'm going to ask
okay.
you, I'm going to explain that. In
Okay.
Jamaica, a lot of young men out there, they dressed up nicely. And they wear the fanciest stuff. They do the fanciest thing. And they just do the money like this. And you never see them working. You understand? But they always dressed up. Mm-hmm. So that's where that comes from.
Okay.
Just speaking. And it's not just only even in Jamaica.
Mm-hmm. It's everywhere.
It's all over.
It's everywhere.
You understand? So we have to be mindful and use discernment.
Absolutely. So just be careful of all kind of scams, especially now with income tax returns. The government is not going to call you. I've never, ever gotten a call from the I, the R, or the S. They just don't do that. You're never going to get a call from them. If anything, they're going to send you a letter.
You know who they're targeting?
You know?
The elderly.
Huh?
The elderly, they targeting the elderly.
Mm-hmm. And that's why it's so difficult. Like, I was trying to help this lady. I was in CVS yesterday. And this elderly couple, obviously on Medicare, probably like 70, 80. I heard, I was like in back of her, and they said, well, this one medication costs $94. And I was like, oh my God, I felt compelled to help her. I was like, excuse me, miss, have you ever gone onto GoodRx coupons, to try to get this medication for less? You know the coupons I gave you? I told you about that. She's not on Medicare, not her, but it was for somebody else. I'm like, you could go onto GoodRx and get these coupons for later. And she had an accent. I don't know where she was from. And she almost got mad at me and go, okay, and just like that, because they probably been scammed so many times, and she didn't believe that I was just helping her out of, just the kindness of my heart. And that's what I do. I'm a Medicare representative, so that's what I do. So anyway, I just want to say thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, Donna.
Thank you for
having me. She'll be here
me.
next week. And this is the David Goodman Reality and Truth Show, and we're on your side.
We're on your side. Oh, boy.